On the Raw season premiere, it's a family reunion with Cena kicking off the show.
Season premiere!
Hyping up the crowd and reminding everyone that. But before he can go any further, he's interrupted by the World Heavyweight Champion, King Booker, accompanied by Queen Sharmell.
Correction, not the champ.
Booker boasts about conquering 3 fierce opponents at No Mercy and reminds Cena that he left him laid out the last time they crossed paths on Raw.
I beat you down.
Cena never one to back down, mocks Booker.
I remember my return SmackDown.
Taking shots at Booker's royal persona. He points out that when he invaded SmackDown, he handed Booker a beating.
King Booker's ass.
Fired up, Cena challenges Booker to a match on the spot. Booker, not exactly dressed for combat, passes his title to Queen Sharmell. Before things can escalate further, they're interrupted by none other than ECW champion, The Big Show. Show enters the ring, laying claim to being the true champion of champions. He humorously calls out the dynamic.
Guy, he's black.
What you talking about, Willis?
You got a black guy. Looks like Prince Charles. The button.
And himself, the most dominant giant in wrestling history. Cena retorts,
Easy, Puff Daddy.
by saying that Andre the Giant was more legendary than Show ever will be. Show, unfazed, claims he'd crush Andre if he were still around.
What is your point?
Shifting gears, Show brags about his appearance in The Waterboy, touting its $185 million box office and how he nailed every scene in one take, making him a bigger star than Cena. Booker chimes in,
We're in that thing all of 42 seconds.
mocking Show's brief screen time in the movie. With all 3 champions vying for supremacy, Cena decides it's time to settle things.
How is that?
He fires the first shot by attacking Show, sparking an all-out brawl, while Booker smartly bails, leaving Show standing tall. 6-man tag team match. Chavo Guerrero with Vickie Guerrero, William Regal and Finlay versus Bobby Lashley, Rey Mysterio and Batista. Chavo insists on starting with Rey Mysterio and immediately attempts to powerbomb him over the top rope, but Rey counters with a Hurricane Rana that sends Chavo to the floor. Rey follows up by taking down both Regal and Finlay with a double Hurricane Rana, forcing them to retreat. However, Rey's momentum is cut short when he gets ambushed in a 3-on-1 beatdown outside the ring. We return with Rey isolated and taking a beating. During the break, Little Bastard dragged Rey under the ring, leaving everyone wondering what mischief took place. Finlay continues the assault with a shoulder breaker, setting Rey up for Chavo's boots. Chavo attempts a sunset flip, but Rey rolls through and lands a sharp kick to Chavo's head. Regal cuts off Rey's attempt to tag out, and when Rey finally does tag Batista, the referee is distracted by Regal, allowing the heels to continue their domination. Finlay sends Rey crashing onto the barricade outside, but Rey battles back, hitting a bulldog on Chavo and finally tagging in Batista. The animal storms the ring, flattening Regal and Finlay with thunderous power moves. Batista slams Finlay on top of Regal, and as Chavo charges, he's caught with a jackhammer for a close 2 count. Lashley enters the fray, spearing both Regal and Finlay to neutralize them. Batista tags Rey back in, who delivers a diving Hurricane Rana, sending Chavo perfectly into position for the 619, follows it up with a frog splash, and secures the victory for his team. The fabulous Moolah and Mae Young come out, both legends of the wrestling world. Smiling and waving to the crowd. Backstage, King Booker expresses his disdain for John Cena, describing him as a rogue and a mere peasant who panders to the commoners on Raw. He tells Queen Sharmell that while Cena may have been popular among the masses, Booker ascended beyond that when he moved to SmackDown.
And champion of the world.
Now, he's determined to show Cena that he is truly the champion of champions. Sharmell, ever confident, smiles and assures Booker that by the end of the night, the crowd will be chanting Melina versus Torrie Wilson.
This is a first-round match in the Women's Championship Tournament.
Surrounding the ring as lumberjacks are Ashley Massaro, Trinity, Maria Kanellis, Candice Michelle, Kelly, and Kristal. The commentary teases that these divas will all be involved in a poker game on ECW tomorrow night. Torrie starts with a few quick arm drags, forcing Melina to try and escape, but Candice tosses her back into the ring. Torrie sends Melina back out, only for the lumberjacks to hurl her right back in. Melina gains some momentum with a dropkick that sends Torrie out of the ring. Kristal takes the opportunity to go after Torrie. Back in the ring, Torrie lands a suplex for a near fall, but Melina counters by getting a boot up and hitting a hair-pull facebuster for a close 2 count. Torrie fires back with a neckbreaker, but Kristal tries to interfere. Torrie shakes her off, but the distraction allows Melina to roll her up, using the tights for leverage to score the win. Post-match, Torrie, upset by Kristal's interference, drags her into the ring and gives her a stink face to the delight of the crowd. Despite Torrie's loss, the other divas join her in the ring for a celebration, lifting her spirits as they share the moment together. King Booker with Queen Sharmell versus Rob Van Dam. The bell rings, and both competitors circle each other before locking up. King Booker quickly gains the upper hand, driving a knee into RVD's midsection and backing him into the corner. followed by a quick spinning kick, but RVD ducks under it just in time. RVD tries to answer with a spinning heel kick of his own, but Booker catches his leg midair and counters with a roll-up. Booker pops back up and immediately nails RVD with a sharp back kick, causing RVD to stumble. Staying on the offensive, Booker lays in some stiff chops and punches, backing RVD against the ropes. RVD manages to counter with a few elbow strikes to create separation. He then bounces off the ropes and lands a picture-perfect spinning kick to Booker's face. The crowd comes alive as RVD hits a series of clotheslines, picking up speed and intensity. RVD decides to go high risk, but Queen Sharmell sees the danger and gets involved. With RVD stunned, he hits the ropes and delivers a devastating scissors kick. Booker quickly covers. King Booker picks up the win. Edge and Lita make their way to the ring for the return of Edge's talk show, The Cutting Edge, as Edge takes the mic, ready to stir up some trouble. He announces that his special guest tonight is none other than the legend killer, Randy Orton. Orton enters, his signature smirk in place, as he steps into the ring.
Get straight to the point.
Noting how impressed he was when Orton won the World Heavyweight Championship back in 2004. However, Edge quickly shifts gears,
But since then, you've done absolutely nothing.
pointing out that Orton has lost his last 3 major matches against The Undertaker, Rey Mysterio, and Hulk Hogan. Edge smirks and questions whether Orton still has that same fire or if he's lost his edge.
Come up with a point, drop you right now.
But Edge, ever the manipulator, deflects the tension by digging deeper into Orton's history. He reminds everyone of how Orton's career took a nosedive after Triple H turned on him following his world title win in Evolution. Edge blames Triple H's selfishness and jealousy for Orton's current state championship last week. He suggests that just like Triple H sabotaged Orton in 2004, DX is now playing the same games to keep both of them from taking over Raw. But Orton, calculating as ever, takes a moment before smirking. The tension breaks and Orton leans into the mic with a cold expression
Got 2 words for you. Burn.
and shaking Edge's hand. With that, the formation of Rated RKO is official. On ECW, Balls Mahoney kicks off the night by welcoming everyone to the highly anticipated Extreme Strip Poker.
These divas will get naked.
As the camera pans over the participants, Trinity,
I got on a little Gucci, Fiorucci.
Ali Kelly,
Might have underwear on, and I may not.
Maria Kanellis,
Sparkly bra.
Candice Michelle, Ashley Massaro,
Blood smeared all over it, and it says F socks. Check them out.
and Kristal Marshall. And it doesn't take long for things to heat up. Ashley Massaro is the first to lose, drawing the lowest card. Without hesitation and with a smile, she tosses off her top, setting the tone for the rest of the game. Returning to the strip poker game, the tension and excitement escalate as Maria playfully removes her stockings and, in a cheeky moment, tosses one to Balls Mahoney, who catches it in his mouth with a grin. Candice, keeping the game lighthearted, slips out of her skirt, adding to the lively atmosphere. After a commercial break, the game picks her bottom to be the next item to go. Match between Tommy Dreamer and Kevin Thorn, accompanied by Ariel, begins with a lockup, quickly moving to the corner. Dreamer unleashes a series of rights and boots. Following the ring, Thorn capitalizes on Dreamer's mischarge, delivering boots and targeting Dreamer's arm, working it over on the ropes. Dreamer is clearly in pain. Thorn's assault on the arm is relentless, but Dreamer fights back. The strip poker game takes another turn as Candice Michelle loses a hand, leading to her removing her top, adding to the night's entertainment. Thorn attempts to regain control with a move off the ropes, but Dreamer counters with a sit-out powerbomb for a close near fall. Thorn tries to use his signature cane, but Dreamer avoids it, attempting a second rope elbow drop, only to miss. Thorn seizes the moment, delivering a sit-out runnage for a near fall of his own. In a final exchange, Dreamer bounces back with a stunner off the ropes, stunning Thorn momentarily. He then follows up with a DDT, putting Thorn away. Back at the strip poker game, the tension continues to rise as Kristal loses yet another hand. This time, she reluctantly removes her shoes and, in a playful yet frustrated gesture, the ongoing game. Returning to the strip poker game, the conversation takes a turn as Trinity gushes about how hot John Cena is,
That's a movie star now, too.
leading to some playful hype about his movie, The Marine.
I love ponies!
The ladies then shift their attention to Batista.
The real animal.
It's time for another hand. Kelly ends up losing this round. With a playful smile, she starts to dance, first removing her skirt, forcing her to remove her skirt. Meanwhile, Kristal isn't faring much better. She too loses a hand during the entrance and reluctantly takes off her top, joining Ashley. During the strip poker game, Maria's luck takes a turn for the worse as she loses a hand and has to remove her skirt. Not long after, Trinity finds herself in a similar situation, losing her own skirt and joining Maria. The tension rises even further when Maria loses yet another hand, this time having to take off her top. At the end of the strip poker game,
To show balls and stick.
Candice loses the next hand and is about to remove her bra but hesitates, suspicious that Balls might be cheating.
They're on this table, and I have a deuce.
She accuses Maria of cheating,
Pony!
leading to a heated confrontation. In the scuffle, Candice rips Maria's top off, and Maria quickly retaliates. The fight escalates, though everything is blurred out, as the scene descends into a chaotic blur. At No Mercy, Paul London and Brian Kendrick with Ashley Massaro beat Idol Stevens and Casey James with Michelle McCool to retain the WWE Tag Team Championship. Layla gives The Miz a surprise. Rey Mysterio beats Chavo Guerrero with Vickie Guerrero in a Falls Count Anywhere match. King Booker and Queen Sharmell turn on William Regal. King Booker with Queen Sharmell beat Bobby Lashley, Batista, and Finlay to retain the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. On SmackDown, King Booker and Queen Sharmell confront Teddy Long backstage. Booker, visibly concerned, tells Teddy he doesn't want the triple threat match to happen tonight, as he's worried about having to defend his title on an upcoming SmackDown.
Oh, I'm the only one who can get the job done.
However, Teddy Long explains that all three men Lashley, Batista, and Finlay have earned victories over him recently, so the match is still on.
Don't change, no mind.
Realizing there's no way out, Booker drops his royal accent, clearly unhappy with the situation. Jamie Noble faces Rey Mysterio in a heated match on SmackDown. Before the action begins, Chavo and Vickie Guerrero comes out.
Don't worry about us, Ray. I promise that Vickie and I are going to stay right here and we won't...
Vowing not to interfere in the match. As we return from commercial, Noble is in control, with the crowd chanting Eddie in support of Ray. Noble dominates the early part, scoring near falls after a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. He goes for the Tiger Bomb, but Ray counters with a kick to the head and follows up with a Lion's Ult for a near fall. Ray gains momentum with a Hurricane Rana and a springboard seated senton, but Noble counters with a scoop power slam for another close count. Finally, Ray hits the 619 and drops the leg to secure the victory.
Bravo! Bravo, Ray!
After the match, Chavo and Ray engage in a heated exchange on the microphones.
Think about losing to you at No Mercy. It makes me sick!
Chavo, frustrated after losing to Ray twice in the same week, declares that their rivalry is far from over as long as they are both on SmackDown.
I'm gonna finish this, plus quits.
He challenges Ray to an I Quit match, with the added stipulation that the loser leaves SmackDown. Vickie Guerrero adds fuel to the fire by stating that the difference between Eddie and Ray isn't just the last name Guerrero.
My Eddie had balls.
This insult pushes Ray to accept the challenge,
Words, I quit, are gonna be coming out of your mouth.
setting the stage for a high-stakes confrontation.
Back Friday night SmackDown on the sea.
Paul London, Brian Kendrick, and Jimmy, accompanied by Ashley, face off against the trio of Casey James, Idol Stevens, and Sylvan, who have Michelle McCool in their corner. The match starts with a bang as all six competitors immediately begin brawling in the ring, creating a chaotic atmosphere. The high-flying babyfaces quickly gain the upper hand, with London and Young executing a pair of synchronized topes inside the ring. Sylvan seizes an opportunity to take control. Sylvan then showcases his power with a unique move, an impressive gorilla press drop without the usual stall. As the action intensifies, London clears the ring of Stevens and James, sending them tumbling to the outside. London follows up with a high-risk dive over the top rope. Kendrick delivers his signature Dr. Teeth. Young launches himself into the air and connects with a stunning moonsault. The referee counts the pinfall as the crowd roars in approval, and Young secures the victory for his team. Number 1 contenders match: Batista versus Lashley versus Finlay. As King Booker and Queen Sharmell join the commentary team to scout their potential challengers. In the ring, Batista and Lashley quickly toss Finlay to the outside, signaling the start of their battle. The two powerhouses clash, exchanging heavy blows as the crowd watches in anticipation. The momentum shifts back and forth between them until both men connect with boots to each other's faces, sending them crashing to the mat simultaneously. Finlay, ever the opportunist, attempts to capitalize on the situation, but Lashley counters with a powerful power slam. Before the referee can count to 3, the little bastard makes his presence felt by attacking the official, breaking up the pinfall attempt and causing chaos. Lashley, angered by the interference, chases the mischievous leprechaun around the ring. Batista, having recovered from the earlier exchange, takes advantage of the moment and drives Lashley into the mat with a spinebuster that shakes the ring. Just as Batista seems poised to finish Lashley with a bomb, Finlay breaks it up, and he and Lashley form a temporary alliance to take down the animal. The action spills outside the ring as Batista begins dismantling the announce table, but Lashley and Finlay again join forces, this time delivering a double spinebuster. With Batista momentarily out of commission, Finlay and Lashley return to the ring to settle their score. Finlay takes control with a thunderous clothesline, avoiding Lashley's dropkick and setting him up for the Celtic Cross. However, just as Finlay goes for the pin, Batista reappears, diving into the ring to break up the count. The match reaches a fever pitch as Lashley attempts a press slam on Finlay, only to be cut off by a brutal spear from Batista. Finlay, displaying his cunning once more, sidesteps a charging Batista, causing the animal to inadvertently take out Lashley. Seizing the opportunity, the little bastard tosses a chair into the ring, distracting referee Nick Patrick just long enough for Finlay to grab his trusted shillelagh. But Batista counters with a spinebuster, followed by a decisive Batista bomb that plants Finlay in the center of the ring. Batista covers Finlay for the 3 count, securing his victory and earning his shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. His eyes locked on King Booker, who looks on from the commentary table, clearly realizing that his reign as champion is in serious jeopardy. Rankings and recap for the latest episode. Raw. 5 points. Intercontinental Championship. John Morrison with Melina versus Jeff Hardy. A thrilling match where Jeff Hardy captures the Intercontinental Championship, sparking excitement in the crowd. Maria interviews Jeff Hardy after he wins Intercontinental Championship. Melina starts screaming. Maria adds to the post-match celebration, while Melina's reaction highlights her frustration. Mickie James beats Victoria. Women's Championship Tournament Round 1. A strong match as part of the ongoing tournament, showcasing the fierce competition in the women's division. WWE Championship. John Cena versus Edge with Lita. Steel cage match. A high-stakes main event where Cena retains his title in a brutal steel cage match, closing out a significant chapter in their rivalry. ECW. 1 point. Kelly and Trinity invite Raw and SmackDown divas to ECW, a fun segment that teases future interactions and cross-brand involvement. Tommy Dreamer loses to Kevin Thorn with Ariel. Kevin Thorn continues to dominate, with Ariel playing a key role in his success. Maria says she and Candice Michelle are coming to ECW for poker. Cross-brand interactions continue with Maria and Candice teasing their appearance on ECW, adding anticipation. Kelly brings back Kelly Expose for CM Punk, a provocative segment that teases Ashley Massaro and Kristal are coming to ECW for poker. More cross-brand promotion, keeping fans engaged with the interconnected storylines. SmackDown. 3 points. King Booker and Queen Sharmell pick Bobby Lashley's opponent, creating tension. Rey Mysterio and Matt Hardy versus Chavo Guerrero and Gregory Helms with Vickie Guerrero, a strong tag match featuring top talent, with ongoing storylines adding depth to the match. Maryse welcomes everyone to SmackDown, a glamorous introduction by Maryse, adding a touch of class to the show. King Booker and Queen Sharmell tell Finlay to lay down for him. Tension builds as Booker tries to assert dominance over Finlay. King Booker with Queen Sharmell versus Finlay. Finlay refuses to back down, resulting in a surprising outcome and further complicating their alliance. King Booker, Queen Sharmell, Bobby Lashley, and Finlay arguing in Teddy Long's office. The tension between the top stars on SmackDown continues to escalate, setting up future conflicts. Michelle McCool says her teacher's pets are the next SmackDown Tag Team Champions. McCool's confidence in her protégés adds to the stakes in the tag team division. Michelle McCool versus Ashley Massaro, a rare singles match between these two, adding value to the episode with its uniqueness. Batista and Bobby Lashley versus King Booker with Queen Sharmell and Finlay, a main event tag match that continues the ongoing power struggle on SmackDown.